Welcome back to the HNU podcast.
Hello and welcome back. We hope you enjoyed the last episode, guys. First ever video episode.
Yeah?
Yeah? What were you
I don't know. I don't know what happened. My brain froze for a second. I was like, what am I trying to say? What am I trying to do here? Welcome back to the HNU podcast with your hosts, Himalay and Urvashi.
Please stop saying my name.
It's so weird.
Himalay and Urvashi. There you go. That's how you say my name.
If you like the video, please like and subscribe and share the video if you like what you hear.
Yes. And see.
Yes.
Yeah.
Enjoy the episode. Okay. So, we've got written down here, having nothing to do versus having too much to do.
Yeah.
What do you want to talk about?
Which one do you think is better? Like for you personally, which one do you prefer? Having too much to do on a day or having nothing to do?
I think it's kind of obvious.
Too much?
Having too much to do.
You'd prefer having too much to do?
Yeah, because having too much to do drives me crazy. Like in terms of, I spiral in my own mind of what's going on. So I'd rather be busy. And not like, I'm not saying like I'd avoid like any emotions. I just prefer having to do things rather than doing nothing. And I find it hard to sit down and watch on TV for a stretch of time.
Yeah.
I have to give myself a time limit. I do sometimes when I feel like I deserve it, but even that, I got to be careful with it because you can't have it. You can't like not give yourself something because you don't feel you deserve it. Remember last time in the last episode I was saying about feelings?
Yeah.
And how sometimes you shouldn't really not trust it, but you can't go off feeling with things that you need to get done.
Okay. You did, low-key, when you were starting your explanation, you confused the hell out of me because he was like, having too much to do drives me crazy, but I prefer it.
No, I said having like nothing to do drives me crazy.
Yeah, I think you said it the wrong way around there.
Did I?
Yeah.
Well, we'll see it. We'll review the footage.
You just
Third
see
Empire.
my face like, I'm so confused.
Third
Like, what is
Empire.
he talking about? Anyways, yeah. So you prefer having too much to do in the day?
Yes, definitely, man.
I'm the complete opposite.
Having nothing to do.
I prefer having
Okay, go on.
nothing to do in a day because I get to choose what I want to do. I get to do the things that I've been putting off, like my chores and stuff. Like washing my own laundry and all of that. Like, that's the things I do on the days I don't want to... Shut up!
Go on, continue.
Such a
Can I say what I want to say?
Yeah, go on.
Obviously you're going to say that because you're sleeping 14 hours a day. 14 hours a day! Well, not all the time, but most of the time.
I enjoy my me time. I enjoy my days off. And I say days off as if I don't have enough of it. All of my days are days off right now. And I fucking love it, okay? I get to relax. I get to do what I want. I get to have my own sleep schedule, which is really fun.
But even before you had this stretch of time where you're chilling, you were still sleeping 14, 15 hours.
Okay, you are exaggerating. It's never been
not
14,
all the
15
time.
hours. No, but you got to remember, I go sleep late and then I wake up late. So the most I've had is probably like 12 hours.
That's still mad to me!
Yeah, but
12 hours!
But that's like... Okay, the longest I've ever slept, this is when I was ill. Shut up! The longest I've ever slept was 14 hours and I was ill like the 2 days. And so I literally slept, like overslept and everything. But I felt better afterwards, obviously, because I was ill. But...
When is this?
This was in the old house.
Okay.
That's the longest I've ever slept, like, in a row, is 14 hours. But normally, I need, like, at least 8 to 10 hours. 12 hours is a good amount for me because I get migraines. But, yeah, I don't know. It's a bit
12
weird.
hours? That is mad.
Yeah.
But I guess that's just how you work, innit?
That's how I'm programmed, bro. I get it from my father.
Yeah, sort it out, though.
I need to sort it out.
If you want to start feeling like you're getting more done in the day, that's how I feel anyway. I can't sleep more than fucking 7.5 hours. 7.5, 8 for me, good. That's a really good sort of shifting.
I mean, it goes both ways, though, because I feel like I'm more productive when I sleep, like, 2-3 hours. Like, even if it's, like, in the night, and then I wake up and then do, like, a ton of stuff. Like, yesterday. Was it yesterday? Yeah, today's Tuesday. Yesterday, when... I took him to work and then I stayed up and I helped out, cleaned the house, and then I was getting ready to edit the podcast, things like that. And then I had to have a nap because before I edited the podcast, I had to have a nap because like my eyes were going all watery and I was like, oh, I need a nap. But after that, got up, edited it, got it out. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Yeah. Made the most of my day.
I guess so.
I did.
And would that have been the case if you hadn't have had to wake up early?
No. I would have just slept. But then I would have got everything done still just afterwards.
I'm telling you now.
But it doesn't feel as good, obviously.
I've never seen you wake up intentionally at 6 o'clock on your own accord.
No,
Never.
because I don't want to. I'm not at that stage
I
yet.
guess, would you say you're a morning person or you're more of a night owl?
I'm 100% a night owl.
Yeah.
I could stay up till like 7 a.m, 8 a.m. I love my nights in, my girls' night or my solo nights where I'm just all-nighters. Love it.
Girls' night, you got no friends. What are you talking about?
Fuck you. I have girls' night with
Girls'
Nix and
night,
Nish.
just you,
and
yourself,
Ree,
and
Nix, Nish and Ree.
Do it. Okay, mate.
Separate.
Yeah, okay, sometimes.
Yeah. Still counts.
All right, mate.
I just feel like beating you up today. You're so annoying.
Silly things. Okay, so you said, yeah,
I prefer to have nothing to do.
nothing to do.
Like, instead of having too much to do, I prefer having nothing to do.
Yeah, no.
'Cause then I get to choose what I want to do.
Yeah, and I prefer having too much to do.
I don't prefer having too much to do. It depends. If I have too much to do in a week, I have that whole week to do it. Then I'm okay with that. Like, say, for example, one day I have an interview, one day I have this, one day I have that. I'd be okay with that. But if I had, like, too much to do in a day, I'd prefer
But
having
what's
nothing
too much
to do in
to
the day.
do? Like, what is too much to you?
I don't know. Like, if I have to, like, go shopping and, like... These are still things that people choose to do.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, having too much to do doesn't mean that all the things that you're doing are not what you want to do. What if they're everything that you've wanted to do? And you get them done quicker?
I still prefer nothing because then I get to choose what I want to do.
Yeah, but you're still choosing to do the things that you when it's too
Yeah.
much. What do you mean?
I mean-
What's the argument, mate? Stop trying. No, I understand what you mean, though, in terms of,
No,
like...
I prefer having nothing to do. There
Yeah.
you go. That's the end of it.
Okay, then, mate. So you said here, when you lose something and can't find what you need, when you need it, sorry.
Yeah. So, have you ever had this? And I know that a lot of people can relate because of all the TikToks that people have made about it. Like, when you're like, for example, Mum, where's my charger? And she's like, oh, it's on the desk or something. And you look on the desk, it's not there. The moment she appears, it just randomly appears and it's there.
It's happened a lot of times.
Right. Well, for me, it's always been when I want something, for example, like my hair curlers, I cannot find them for the life of me. And then when I don't need them anymore, literally like the day after, I'll find them. It is the worst feeling ever.
That just sounds like you just don't put it in the right place.
But no,
and
it
then
doesn't
you gotta
happen
look.
with my hair curlers anymore because I have a specific place for that. But
Okay.
no. So you have experienced that?
I have experienced that, yeah. I do it with, let's say Mum was to get something out of the... It's funny how it's just Mum.
It is always Mum.
That's what it is.
Yeah. Out the garage.
I need to get something out of the garage. I'll look around. And be like, no, not garage, because garage, I'm good with wherever that stuff is in there, because Mum never goes into how she's supposed to know. If it's
That's
like in
true.
a little cupboard thing under the stairs, then I'll be like, look. This is my looking, to be honest. Pretend like, here's the thing, yeah, that you wanna. Here's the thing.
I already know what you're trying to say. That's it.
Mom,
Just
I
look
can't
above.
see it. Mom, I can't
That's
see
it. He literally looks above and just doesn't care after that. He's
No,
like,
I'll
okay,
do the little finger poking as well. Like, nah,
like,
it's not that.
and then Mum's like, you didn't even move anything. He's like, I did. Look, it's moved. And he just moves one thing.
Yeah, I do a lot with my keys. Like, I don't know why I say keys. My keys. Because I'll put it somewhere on the table, and then when I come downstairs later on, and I'm supposed to go outside, I'm like, oh shit, where's my keys? Then
Yeah.
I'd go and look in the usual areas, and if they're not in the usual areas...
His keys are normally everywhere. He literally
Yeah.
just comes in and dumps it anywhere he wants. And then,
Could be on the stairs, could be on
Yeah.
the table in the kitchen, could be the table in the living room.
yeah. He just basically just doesn't care where his keys
I
are.
don't care. And I've lost like 4 keys.
That's mad to me. I've never lost a pairs of keys.
Yeah, I've lost pairs of keys, but pairs of keys. That
That just
makes
sounds
sense.
weird, doesn't it?
It's not pairs of keys. You don't get 2 keys, do you? You just get 1 main key, and then I guess the rest of them.
I've never lost keys then. There you go.
You've never lost your keys.
I've never lost my keys.
No, I've never lost
Any
my
keys.
phone. I've never lost my wallet.
I've never lost my
anything
phone
like
or
that.
wallet. Yeah.
But my keys, they just keep disappearing. I don't know what it is.
It's just a you thing.
I don't know what it is. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Why you say it like that?
I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Okay.
Responsibility of how you react. Okay. So, the reason why I read that now...
Sorry, wait. Okay, it's gone. I needed to sneeze then, but it disappeared.
Okay. Responsibility of how you react. So, the reason why I put that down, yeah. When it comes to, like, things going wrong, most of the time, or let's say things don't go the way you wanted it to go, I think it's your responsibility to choose, like, how you react to it. Like, you could go off and say, like, really mean things to a person that's done something, or the situation, and take out your anger on people that weren't even involved.
Mm-hmm.
Or, like I said, it's your responsibility on how you react to it. You can just take it on the chin and keep going.
Yeah. I mean, you get to choose how you react at the end of the day to any situation.
Mm-hmm.
And that is your responsibility. If you act out because of what somebody else has done, and then you reflect on yourself and think, why on earth did I react like that? Like, that's not how I normally react, or that's not me. Then, I don't know, sometimes you just kind of have to dig deep and see what the root of the problem is. Because sometimes, I think it depends on who it is as well that's hurt you. If you act out, or you don't act like you normally do when you're reacting to something, there's something deeper going on. Maybe this person's hurt you that many times that you don't know why you're sticking, like, why you let them stick around.
That's in that specific
scenario. In other times, maybe it was just like an emotional outburst.
Yeah, but also people, I feel, haven't really bothered thinking about
all that.
They haven't really cared about it, because at the end of the day, something's gone wrong, and the only way to react, because they've been reacting like that for years, is the whole, like, just being aggressive and being angry, and like, lashing out on everyone else. I know a couple of people like that.
Yeah.
But the way I like to react to things when it does go wrong is to, when it's happening in that moment, is to actually listen to what's actually being said, or whatever's been done. Just step back a bit and observe and see, like, process it. Because 9 times out of 10, people just don't process and just go straight at it.
It's true. Yeah. I was going to say something and then okay, so you know when people that... when you just see, like, the thought and then it just disappears?
Okay. That's
just happened twice to me. I'm trying to say, when someone, like, acts out... Okay, no, it's gone.
When someone acts out...
I think I'm going to let it go. I can't... It's, like, on the edge of my brain now.
Okay. Well, yeah. It's always your responsibility. How you react is the only thing you can control as well.
Yeah, like, oh my God, it's back.
That's the only thing you can control. Go on.
Yeah, so when... Fucking hell, don't do this again. Okay. When someone acts out constantly, like, they're just, like, always taking everything out on someone else, like, how do you react to that? Say, for example, like, one of your mates is always acting out on you, and you know you're not the one to blame for it. Like, you've done nothing wrong.
Yeah.
And you know this is just them having their moment, but they're taking it out on you.
Right.
How do you deal with that?
I'm not gonna lie, I'd usually just stay silent. Not because I'm afraid or anything, but just...
Let them...
If I know 100% they're not getting it out on me, they're just getting it out because of something else, I would say, like, oh, I don't want you shouting at me. Like, you're not... Why are you angry at me for? Like, you're not angry at me, you're angry at something else. I get it, but don't talk to me like that.
Yeah.
Like, no, you're angry at something else. Deal with it another way.
Yeah, and that's
like... I don't appreciate that.
Yeah. And it's also, like, if they don't make it clear to you that they're venting, so it seems like they're coming across, like, at you, and you're like, what's going on here? Like, I didn't come here for this, what's happening?
That's in a situation where if I already knew that they're angry about something else and they're coming at me, then I'm like, all right, calm down. I think actually no, even if it was the other way around where I didn't know what's going on and I'm in my head I'm thinking, okay, so where did the conversation go wrong to the point where he started to shout? Have I said something wrong? Have I offended him? Because sometimes that's what it could be. It's just miscommunication. Most of the time, I think.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it does suck when you become, like, the person that someone's venting to. Not, like, venting to, but, like, if they're taking it out on you when you are, like, it's not your fault at all. And if you don't know the situation, that's even worse, because you're like, okay, well, I'm here, and these are not the right vibes. What is happening? This person's not normally like this. Something's clearly happened, but they're not going to let you know.
Obviously, if I felt like something was going on, you would ask. That's a normal thing to do.
Yeah.
You're all right. What's going on?
Mm-hmm.
Speak to me.
Yeah.
And it's hard for guys to talk, I think, in particular, because they feel like they can't talk to anyone about it because they feel bad. And I don't think that's just only guys, but majority of guys. And I can only speak on behalf of guys because I felt like that most of the time, where I can't talk about how I'm feeling or I'm thinking to friends because the environment that we've been in for so long doesn't feel the right environment to be speaking about things like that.
Right. It's like you've never spoken about that kind of thing before with them.
No. I think recently I have opened up because I can, and guess what? I want to.
Yeah. It's healthy also to talk about things that you like.
100%.
Yeah.
So healthy. And if you don't have the group of people around you where you can speak about it, there are so many other ways where you can do it. Like, for example, online, there's so many forums that you can go into and like chat to people on there, or social media. You can just speak to someone. With the social media part, it's a bit tricky because when you go on social media, you get sucked into the scrolling and comparing to others' lives, and I felt like this sometimes where I felt like because I'm comparing, I believe that my life isn't as great as it actually is, and that's just a part of social media. There's something that you got to sort out. Now I've got no notifications on. All of it's off. I don't need it on. Even if I do speak to someone and if it's urgent, obviously I'd put notifications on for a bit. But after that's done, turn off.
That's a good way of like living, I feel, when like you're not constantly consumed by what your phone's trying to tell you, or like what your other devices are trying to let you know this is going on, this is happening. I
was addicted to social media. Like, so addicted. Like most people, I think, but that low-key don't admit it. Like, you're addicted to your phone, like, 100%.
Yeah. You know when it tells you, like, your percentage of how much you've been on your phone, like, oh, your phone percentage has gone up by 20%, you've been on your phone for 20% more this week, and you're like, oh, goddamn.
What's yours? Have you checked?
I've not checked.
Check.
I don't know if... I know for a fact that my... YouTube music is up there 100% because that's what I listen to my music on. And then there's also the app I have, Pocket FM, for my audiobooks that I listen to / audio episodes, I guess, my stories, because they're like constantly on in the background. Let's find out.
So screen time,
Yeah.
Shall I tell you mine?
Yeah, gosh.
So mine daily average 2 hours 49 minutes. Happy days.
That's so good.
Happy days. Oh
Mine just jumped up a whole hour.
Where is it?
It's 7 hours and 5 minutes.
7 hours. That's still all right. Actually, I don't know. I'm waffling. I don't know if it's good or not. Compared to mine, that's a lot.
On average, it is a lot compared to yours. But then you got to remember, we record the podcast on my phone. I'm constantly listening to my audiobooks. Like, I need something in the background. Unless when I'm falling asleep, I need it to be silent. But any other time, like, I like something in the background because I have that hyperactive thing. Like right now, my brain is low-key focusing on the rustling of the leaves of that tree over there. And so I constantly need something in the background to help me focus sometimes. So, and then sometimes it distracts me. I don't know. It's a bit weird, but yes, my phone is just constantly on, basically.
Do you know what's funny? Sometimes when you explain things, like, so let's say a problem you have, sometimes I hear it and I think, She is chatting so much shit.
But I'm not though.
But it goes back to, remember when you had your appendix out?
Oh,
that
yeah.
day, I still remember like it was yesterday, how bad of a brother I am, right? But I didn't know at the time. So she was having cramps and stuff, and I said to her, she was moaning about it.
I was in so much
She was in
pain,
pain,
guys.
and she was moaning about it. I was
much
like,
pain.
just go for a shit, man. What are you doing?
Yeah,
Like,
he
what the
fully,
fuck
like,
are
he
you
was like,
doing?
and
Go
I
for a
literally
hard
looked at him
poo.
and I just started crying. I was like, no, I'm in so much pain. Go away. Get out of my face.
Then the next day you're in the hospital bed, and I'm like, oh.
They're like, it was serious. She wasn't just chatting shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I guess it's just,
Appendicitis.
I think it just goes from that, like, from that, like, when that happened,
Mm.
I was like, okay, maybe she's not trying shit.
Yeah.
Maybe sometimes she tells the truth.
Maybe she tells the truth and she just has a lot of issues. Like, she needs to sort herself
Yeah.
out.
No, but, like, yeah, maybe.
Yeah, basically.
Maybe.
I mean, at least I'm alive. I'm grateful for that.
Okay. Feelings v logic. How have we put
Yes.
that down?
So, I remember you said, you even mentioned it in this podcast actually, that sometimes your feelings can deceive you.
Mm.
And when you're put in a situation, right, any situation where you have to really think about what decision you want to make versus like when you feel something about a certain situation versus what your brain is telling you is the right way to go, what do you normally go for when you're put in that situation?
Well, feelings. Here's what I think it is. Yeah, when you feel like doing something or not doing something, it's so easy for you to just choose. Because
Yeah.
if you don't feel like doing something, and you go off that feeling, you're not going to do it.
Or you're not going to want to do it as well.
You're just not going to do it. If you say you're not going to do it and you feel like you don't want to do it, you're not going to do it.
You are like that a lot, actually. That's very accurate for you.
Hold on.
Yeah.
That's off a feeling, though.
Mm.
Logically speaking, if there's something that you don't want to do, but, for example, and I say this all the time with fitness, like with exercising, you don't feel like doing it, majority of the time, you're not going to feel like doing it. So that's where your logic kicks in and go, well, what's your reason for doing it?
Yeah, where's the why? And is it big enough?
And then you go for it. People now, you offended me when you said, that sounds exactly like you.
What I
Hold
meant,
on.
let me clarify what I meant.
Go on.
You are very like, this is how I see you, right?
Mm.
When you're making a decision, it's very much you're 100% in or you're 100% out.
Mm.
With many, many things. Like, for example, if you have your plans already
Right.
and you're told by somebody, oh, we want to do this on this day, you're like, I'm very sorry, I already have plans, 100%. You've already made up your mind.
Yeah.
You're going to do what you originally set out to
Right.
do. And I've learned, like, I respect that because as you know, I tend to put everybody else's needs above my own most of the time.
Mm.
So when it comes to things like that, I'm like, okay, I can try and adjust. I can try and make it work. And a lot of the time when you're trying to do that, you're basically just, you exert a lot of energy.
Right.
And as much as you're very emotional about the things or you have certain feelings and stuff, it's not logical to do that. When you're very logical in the sense of like, okay, I'm either going to do it or I'm not going to do it. For me, I'll be like, I'll try my best to do it, but if I can't, then I can't, you know? But
Well,
I'll a lot of stuff will like
But
lead
the
up to that.
mentality that I have is something that you can learn. Like, I wasn't always like this, where 100% in, 100% not. I was mostly on feelings because I used to, when I was going through the emotions, I was like, okay, feelings, like, never, the first thing I heard when I was like trying to figure out what the hell's going on with me, people were like, make sure you like take into consideration your feelings. It's the first thing I learned. And so the first thing I learned was kind of, I'm glad that it was the first thing I learned because it was a learning curve not to trust my feelings all the time.
Mm-hmm.
Then I'm like, okay, well, I always gave a lot of my time to people, even if it wasn't the right thing to do. I just didn't want to let them down, realistically. I was just like, come on, I'm a nice guy, come on, I'll sort it out here and there. And it always bothered me when people would make plans and then cancel last minute. And when I say last minute, I mean on the day. It's like, you had so much time to tell me, and if you weren't really coming, then tell me. I understand sometimes like lastminute.com and they have to back out. Of cool.
That's understandable.
But if it's happened more than once, well, what are you doing? Why are you wasting your own time to get to know someone if they're not willing to put time
Reciprocate it,
aside?
yeah.
It just makes no sense.
It's true.
But that was just through... that happened so many times. I just kept doing the same thing until I learnt the lesson. And that's the great thing, like, the lessons that you learn, it's either you carry them with you or you forget them and just carry on doing what you were doing.
It's true. I mean, that whole scenario with, like, when someone cancels on you last minute, I only feel like if I've not left the house yet, I actually get low-key so happy that someone's cancelled, because low-key in the back of my mind, I'm like, because I'm such an introvert as well. I love being in my house. Especially after COVID, I got so much more introverted. I was like, okay, I could stay in my room all day and not have, like, and not feel bad about it, not feel sad. And then it gets to a point where obviously in the week, you're like, hey, now you need to take a walk, but you have to get in your car and drive somewhere. You have to get out of the house at least, right? And then thankfully I have to every day anyways. Every weekday I have to get out of the house. I'm like, okay, is this person going to cancel on me? And low-key, I get a feeling before they do, and I'm like, all right, let me wait to get ready and see what's going on. And that also adds to why I'm late to places as well, because I wait right to the last minute, because sometimes it does happen very last minute. But then when that does happen, I've now learnt to, okay, now the ball's in their park. They're the ones that cancelled, they can, But it's also like, if I need to cancel, I'll try and let someone know, like, the night before or, like, the day of, if it's, like, in a couple hours, try and let them know beforehand.
Right.
Or if I'm going to be late, I try to let them know beforehand, like, at least an hour before, like, I'm going to be late, just let you know.
I like that too sometimes. Do you know when there's times where I'm really not in the mood?
Yeah.
Then I'm like, I hope you cancel.
Yeah.
And then they do, and you're like, oh, fuck.
Yeah, you're like, yes.
Oh,
now we could do something
It's a
else.
good
Like,
feeling.
I could just chill at home. But the funny thing is, it's for the worst reasons ever, because you just want to chill and do nothing at home.
Yeah, I do absolutely nothing. Well, not nothing, but things that you want to do. That's me anyway, though.
Yeah.
Like, things that I do want to do.
As in, it's not like we don't want to meet the people that we were originally going to meet, but it's like, you're in the moods when you just want to be home. Yeah.
Sometimes you're not in the mood, and that's okay. I think people forget that. Like, your time is also, like, it is all important. It's as important.
Exactly.
Whatever you're going through should come first.
Yeah.
Because you're living your life. No one else is living your life.
It's true. But yeah, so, like, once that happens, you need to be like, okay, well... And it's the same way, like, if you're the one that cancelled, so if I was the one that cancelled, I would also make sure to be the one to arrange the plans for next time. So that it's not like, not a miscommunication kind of thing. I don't expect... If I've cancelled, I don't expect the other person to reach out and be like, okay, when are you free?
Right.
I would be like, okay, I'm so sorry I cancelled. When are you free? Let's plan this.
That's one thing I like about that. Like, I do that where I'll make plans with someone and they'll say they can't make it. And then I'll say, all right, cool, you tell me when you're free and we'll do something. 9 times out of 10, they just don't want to meet in the first place, so they don't ever contact you again. And that's cool with me, because guess what? Like, that's not time that is lost.
Yeah, that's a lesson, basically.
That's not even a lesson. It's just times that's not lost. So
you mean like actually meeting up with that person?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, that's...
Like, your time is not being lost. Well, my time, I feel, is very important to me. Obviously, your time is not as important to someone else's time.
It's true. Yeah. I've been very fortunate in the sense of, if we've made plans and we don't end up meeting, we definitely end up meeting, but it won't be not even that week, not even that month, maybe not even that year, but we'll 100% meet the next year. Yeah. It's always been like that.
The thing is, I used to do it all the time where, like, me and a person would speak for the first time in ages, and then we'd say, we'll meet up, and then we'll never meet up. And then every time I'm the one that's asking, constantly, and it never works out. And then I feel like shit, because I'm like, why does this person not want to hang around with me? Like, what's wrong with them? What's wrong with me? It just turns out that they are not interested in meeting up, and they don't even think about it sometimes.
Yeah. Just
like, it just is what it is.
Hello again.
It ended.
It ended, sorry.
Yeah. Go on.
Yeah. I don't know how much you missed, but we're talking about friendships cancelling and things like that. And as hard as it is sometimes when a person isn't thinking about your feelings or necessarily you, it's to do with them. Because I don't think we see that side of it of like when a person is constantly cancelling or just not willing to meet up or things like that. It's a you problem, basically. It's not a me problem.
Yeah.
And sometimes that's really like, it's very harsh.
No, but it's the truth. Like you said, we don't know what the hell that person is going through, and so
exactly,
they're not even thinking about you. In fact, I think majority of people should like know that most of the time people are not really thinking about you the way you think they are thinking about you.
It's so true.
It's just not the way it is. People are minding their own business, trying to get on with their life.
Oh my goodness. It's so true. It's like...
Well, they should be anyway.
Yeah. I used to feel quite insecure when I was younger with like being the first one. You know, when like the class is about to end, it's about to be 3:00, and like this is especially in primary. This is when I learned this lesson is when like everyone's eyes are going to be on you if you stand up first. And this is still a big thing, even with adults. I've noticed it's like, oh, you don't want to be the first to do something. You don't want to be the one leading the way, right? You want to be like a follower, not a leader kind of thing. And it does stem down to that. But you don't want to be the first to put your coat on, stand up and get your coat on and things like that. And then it got to a point where one day I was like, you know what, I'm so tired. I want to go home. I was the first to get up and put my coat on. I look around and I'm like, see, that wasn't so bad. That wasn't like there was nothing in it. No one actually gives a fuck. Like, it's only you that's overthinking that much.
Yeah.
That, oh, someone's going to look at me. Someone's going to talk about me. That's where my not giving a fuck stemmed from. Because I was like, ayo, no one actually gives a fuck.
Yeah.
I could wear this, like, 3 days in a row. No one would give a fuck. Except for me. Until it starts bothering me, it doesn't matter. So
There was a book that I was listening to a time back. It's called The Subtle Art of Not Giving a Fuck. Such a good book. I definitely recommend it. I can't remember the geezer's name. Good book.
Not the geezer.
And in the book, it talks about... This has nothing to do with the cancel friendship, by the way. I just thought about it.
No.
But in the book, it talks about having good problems and having bad problems. In life, you're always going to have problems. It just depends on which kind of problems you want.
Yeah.
So the good problems are... I need to tie my shoelaces. If I trip, well, that's a good problem, right?
Okay.
My shoelaces are untied. It's a problem.
Alright.
Solution, sort it out. It's a nice problem to have.
Okay.
What else is there? I can't decide on what to eat today. Problem. There's a decision to make.
They're like solvable problems. And they're very
Not even
much
solvable.
like...
They're just easy problems to have.
Yeah.
Other problems, bad problems that you don't want. I'm trying to think of one that's not too fucked up, but also, like, okay. I was going to say, like, cancer. You don't want that problem.
Oh, no.
You know what I mean?
Like health issues, yeah.
That's a bad one. There's a... What were they saying in the book? I can't remember what it said in the book, but... Oh, like debt.
Oh, yeah.
Like, not having enough money to put food on the table. They're, like, big problems.
They're big problems.
And I'm not saying that some people can choose that, because that's not a choice sometimes. Like, you have to just go through what you're going through, innit?
That's true.
This is probably going to be cut now, while I'm thinking about it.
But it's a good book, I feel, to like give out there to like read if you want to be able to not care as much.
It's a good book to read because it gives you a lot of information on how to just stop giving a fuck about things that don't matter.
Yeah.
There's so many things that people just go off, and it doesn't matter realistically.
Yeah. It's like when you really give that much attention on what other people are like thinking or saying about you, that is taking up your time with things that don't need to be taking up your time. Like, that's not actually important. You don't need to know what other people think of you or what other people are saying about you. Like, it doesn't matter. It really, really doesn't. So, yeah.
Yeah, but people still do it. But that's because you're in that cycle still. And
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie, I still do it sometimes. But I'll dabble a bit on the Instagram and see other people's lives, and then I'll feel myself creeping back into the mindset or the state of mind where this matters more than my own life. Like, everyone's life is so much better.
No, but that I feel like you just need to remind yourself, okay, I like this aspect of it. This is what I want to work towards. I want to work towards being on holiday 30% of the year or...
But I will say
like
this, the one thing I appreciate seeing a lot is when people are graduating, when people are doing things, trying things.
Yeah.
I don't know, for whatever reason,
Mm-hmm.
just trying things. I appreciate seeing that because it gives me the feeling of happiness. Like I'm in the feeling when you see someone graduate and stuff like that, and they're posting it. I feel the same amount of joy that person would feel in that moment in that picture.
Yeah, you feel happy for them.
You know, they've
Yeah.
fucking done something hard,
Yeah.
and they've made it out alive.
Mm-hmm.
Hallelujah.
They did it. Woo.
But yeah,
Yeah.
I like seeing that. There's obviously yin and yang, pros and cons of everything, to be honest.
It's true. I follow a lot of like photography accounts, being a photographer and videographer, and I just see like all these massive like completely different ideas that lots of like photographers and like creative people and like creative thinkers have come up with, and I'm like, this is amazing. Like anything is possible. It just keeps like showing me like the sky's not even the limit. Like we've gone past the sky.
Yeah.
It's crazy. Like the world is full of your oyster. These are all like very cliche kind of quotes, but I feel like cliches are cliches because they make sense.
Mm-hmm.
Like they actually
And they have some truth to it.
Exactly. But yeah, so that's my take on cliches, guys.
Nice. And let's move on swiftly.
Yes, that's why I stopped talking, because I can see there's some other stuff.
To some good conversation of fashion.
Right. Straight up, I don't give a fuck about how I look,
As
right?
you should.
Because it stems into not caring about what other people think. Apologize if I overswear, because that's something I've realized like
What, you overswear?
a couple of years. I overswear. I think I swear too many
Stop being a
times in a day.
crybaby.
No, I just feel bad when I offend it or like offend people, or when I say it when there's kids
Look,
around.
you're
'cause I
going to
can't stop
say
it.
things
It
that are
just
going
says
to
it.
offend people without you even realizing. So
That's true.
look, you've got to take it with a pinch of
Yeah.
salt, to be honest. Well, that's what it is. You've said what you said. That's how
I
I
have
think
the mindset
anyway.
of like, low key, does it really matter if like in a couple of years this person's gonna grow up to swear anyways? Is that bad?
No, it's not bad because they're gonna hear it. Everyone, like, most people swear.
Yeah. Anyways, yes, I put comfort over everything, especially with my fashion. Like, this is what I'm wearing. It's very similar to the one I wore in the last episode. I'm not gonna lie to you. I had to go get changed because I was wearing the exact same thing, and I don't care. I just wanted to change because this is also comfy.
Yeah, and also you also do care a little bit, not about what other people think about what you're wearing or what you look like, but also you care about what you look like. And if you don't appreciate or think that you look good,
100%,
then that's something that you can like work on in terms of. I think that's just more of a mental battle in terms of talking to yourself. Because if you keep telling yourself horrible things about yourself, how do you expect other people to say nice things about you? It doesn't work like that. You got to be nice to yourself, man. And I had to learn that the hard way. I'm still learning, like most people, of trying to be nice to myself because I'm the worst person to myself. 100%.
But Loki, don't you think that's like the way it should be? The worst person you want to have being the worst person to you is yourself, right?
When you look at it that way, yeah.
In a way, but that's also like, it has to be a good,
It's a balance.
good worst. It
has
can't
to
be a bad worst.
It has to be a balance.
Yeah.
Like you have to sometimes, well, me, how I am, I sometimes have to be harsh to myself because I'd kind of fall back into that victim mentality, crybaby, and the only person that can get me out is me. And the only way to get to me is by being mean. But not mean in the sense of like bashing me down, mean in the sense of get the up right now. What are you playing at?
Get off the floor, stop crying right now.
Yeah. I've done this before. Honestly, it works so well. When I've had a really bad day, and I think you've seen this a couple of times. I'll come into the house, quickly get changed, and go for a run.
Yeah.
And I'd be there, like, I'd go for the run. On the run, I'd kind of be crying and tearing up because there's so many thoughts that's through my mind. And then I would kind of cut myself off whilst I'm on the jog. Like, oh, shut the fuck up. You haven't given your 110. Go. And then you just push it and keep pushing that limit.
Yeah.
And then eventually you're like, I'm no longer in that environment anymore. Like, I've done something really hard.
Then you're able to appreciate what you have done while you were in your feels.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's just one little battle. Like, there's so many battles that you can have, and well, not can, but you do have.
It's true.
Yeah, this whole thing is not something that you can get away with. This just mental health. It's not something that you can cure and then you won't happen again. You don't have to deal with yourself. How are you supposed to not deal with yourself?
I know.
For the rest of your life, you're going to speak to you.
We spoke about, like, the voice in your head. Like, I have a voice in my head, but it's very easy for me when I'm going to sleep to just turn it off and go to sleep. Even though, like, you know, that's the time when you have these random questions in your head that don't even make sense.
Yeah.
But yeah, for me, it's very easy to, like, okay, it's nighttime now, good night, bye, and then knock out. That's it. I'm very kind to myself. I'm like, okay, great thoughts, good night, awesome, thoughts off, and I knock out, right? But a lot of people, like, some people don't have a voice in their head.
Oh, I actually do.
You have a voice in your head. And then some people, they have a voice, but it's not their own. They hear someone else's voice, like someone who is like their role model, someone who inspires them. And sometimes they have someone who they completely hate as the voice in their head. So it's like, it depends on your mind, bro.
Yeah, I guess so.
Yeah.
I've got that person in my head that talks a lot. But me and that person, whoever that person is, have become friends. We're kind of working together because we kind of understood that, guess what, we're both in this...
Yeah.
In this body, in this mind. So, let's work together.
Yes.
And it works better that way.
That's cool. Yeah. But,
we were talking about fashion.
I found that interesting. Yeah, so fashion. Anyways, back to fashion, guys.
Well,
Sorry,
I love fashion, yeah.
Tangent there.
I like dressing up because it's kind of like an extension of yourself. Whatever you wear is kind of showing people who you are. But majority of the time, I'm doing it for me. I feel good.
Exactly.
I feel good that when I'm wearing good clothes or nice clothes. To me, this is fresh. Cool.
Yeah.
And people might think it looks stupid, and that's okay. Everyone's entitled to their own opinion.
It's true. Everyone is entitled to their own opinion.
But guess what? Stay over there. I don't want your negative energy.
Nah, it's... I love fashion, right? But personally, it's more... I love seeing fashion on other people. I have so many fashionable people around me. He's one of them. Honestly, sometimes the outfits you pull off, I'm like, I've never seen you in that. It actually looks so good. Awesome. Cool. And I like seeing other people... I don't know what that was. But I like seeing other people look good. I'm like, that looks awesome on you. And I like to let them know as well. Because people take that in. They appreciate it. I found I can pull off a lot of things as well. But for me, 100% comfort over everything. Because I always look good. Regardless of what anyone's saying. I look in the mirror and I say, you have a beautiful body. You are a beautiful person. I like this outfit. Awesome.
That's good, but outfit-wise... Ooh.
That doesn't affect me. You can say what you want. It doesn't affect me fully.
She's playing up on the camera because...
It really... No. Even when he says shit to me, I'm like, shut up or like, fuck off. And that's it. That's the end of the conversation.
Okay, mate.
I never try and insult you back. Like, you look good. If you said I look like shit right now, I was going to tell you look like shit.
Yeah, but I wouldn't say you look like shit, like, just by saying you look like shit. I'll do it the way I'm good at doing it, where I get under your skin and then you get...
But you don't end up getting under my skin.
All right.
I just see it as my brother's trying to bully me.
That's what it is. That's what it is. It's not bullying. Character building.
It's bullying, guys.
Character building.
All the younger sisters,
sibling
all the
knows
younger
this.
sisters.
Every sibling knows this, yeah? It's character building. We love you. It's just a way of showing you were.
No.
Yo, give me... You know what I'm talking about.
Okay.
With the siblings.
And then there's accessorizing, right?
Okay.
I've started to low-key slowly transition into loving jewelry more. And I've had, like, a couple bits, like, I found these friendship bracelets you gave me when you hated me. You bought me friendship bracelets from Accessorize when I was 14 years old. And this was at a point when he hated me. He was like, happy birthday, I got them. I think he got them for
I wouldn't
free or
say
something.
hated you. I just...
Didn't acknowledge me.
No, not even that. Like, wait, okay, yeah, I did acknowledge you, but...
Clearly, bracelets.
I feel like when you're younger, and I think most people agree with me, because you've just got you're dealing with so many other things that you don't realize the more important things in life.
Yeah. But neither do you, because you're still growing up.
What do you mean?
But there's only 3.5 years between us.
Yeah, I know, but what I'm trying to say is, like, you can there's just so many things that you're dealing with in school life, in particular.
Mm-hmm.
You know, the whole social status bull crap, all that stuff when you're in school.
Yeah.
That things like that, it's your birthday, it doesn't matter. And I don't know if that's just the way we grew up, I think.
I think that too.
That's just the way we grew up. And there was no like harsh feelings, maybe from your end to me, yeah, maybe harsh feelings.
Yeah, you fucking dickhead.
Yeah, exactly. Which is understandable because looking back, yeah, I wasn't really a good brother, but if there was a case where something had happened to you, then it'd be a different story. You'd be able to see the side that you're kind of starting to see now.
I love how you say kind of starting to see. If I didn't see it, we wouldn't be here.
No, it's kind of starting to see. I still have those times, I feel, where I'm holding back a lot more. But that's more to do with myself, and a lot of things with my ego that sometimes get in the way with things. And I understand that.
Yeah.
You know, it's just something I'm working on.
No, I see that.
And I think that's the one that I'll least prioritize. I'll leave it. Like, the way it is fine.
I guess I got to deal with it then, I guess.
The way it is fine.
Nah, that's fair. I feel like I act like your older sister sometimes, and you just deal with it. Like, I tell him to do so much stuff. I'm like, can you put this in the fridge, please? And he'll just do it. No questions asked, nothing. He'll just do it.
Okay, yeah, cool. That's true. You do act sometimes like an older sibling. But
I do.
Here's why I don't argue or fight or bicker. Because it's not worth it. Do you know when you pick your battles?
Yes.
Them things like that are not to... Because you know I'm the older brother. And you know that I could
Exactly, yeah.
I don't know. I could just pick you up and just throw you.
But you... Why is that your go-to?
I could. If you annoy me, I just grab you and throw you.
Oh, God.
That's it. No verbal abuse, no nothing.
Get out of here.
I wish we were good at editing because I could have done a funny bit. I don't know. I get so many ideas. I can't wait to actually edit videos like properly.
Yeah.
It's gonna be fun. It'll be fun for you lot as well.
It's true.
Well, that's the topic of fashion.
Yeah, we just started going on tangents. I'm so sorry, guys.
Hold on, it's we'll go for what do you call it? Thingy of the day.
Question of the day.
Shit.
Yeah. To be fair, we could potentially touch on fashion in the future.
What?
We could potentially touch on fashion in the future.
Yeah, maybe with our own clothing brand and that.
Hey.
Oh shit, my leg. Exactly. That's the problem, you know.
What was that?
Sitting with my leg up like that for so long.
You've got cramp.
Not cramp. My leg's hurting. Maybe it's old age.
Oh.
Shit.
My brain went halfway to 30, but you're not. You're 5 years away from 30.
I'm not even 5 years yet.
Not yet.
Yeah, technicalities.
2 months.
But technically I am, yeah. Okay.
Question of the day.
Which, by the way, I'm excited for. Like, being 30 and that.
That's good.
I don't know, I'm a bit weird like that. But
I don't think that's weird.
Are you excited about growing older?
I'm starting to be. I feel like there's more opportunities. I'm excited to get old. I've always had this thing where, like, I would love to see what I look like when I'm old. Like, when I'm old and wrinkly, like a little grandma. I'd love to see that. And so I hope I live to be able to have that. And then eventually see myself in the mirror and be like, hey, oh, look, I'm old.
Here's the mad thing. So just recently, the weekend gone, me and someone was talking and we were thinking, I feel like there's something that's going to happen to us in our lifetime where we won't be able to see us grow old, as in like into our 80s, 90s. Like there's something that I feel like there's going on. The way the world works right now is strange.
It is. It was very nostalgic when you had that chat because you guys were staring into space, like at all the stars. I'm like, oh my goodness.
Oh yeah.
It's a bit deep, this.
After the night out, we're like, fucking hell, so many stars out.
So many stars.
Anyways, it's question of the day.
Hey.
And today's question is, where is your source of light?
I have two answers.
Go on.
One is my soul. My soul is one of my sources of light because that's basically who I am. That's everything I am.
Okay.
And then the second is my mom.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah. She's my ultimate source of light. And then, like, obviously the family, but my mom's the first. The reason why I exist. Yeah.
That's
Sorry,
so
Dad.
nice.
It's Mom.
I should have gone first.
Okay, go
That
on.
was nice. But my light. You said your soul. I agree with that. I think that I am my own source of light.
As it should be.
Yeah, I am the reason why I get up every morning. I am the reason why I want to go and work out and do cool things and meet new people and all that stuff. I'm the reason.
Yeah.
I don't need
good.
external values. Sometimes I do, but not all the time.
Sometimes
I do.
Sometimes I do.
That's the human side of me coming out. Yeah,
Oh my
sometimes.
God.
But majority of the time, it's me.
Yeah. It's nice to have that little external nudge from like the family, like, hey, we're so proud of you, like, oh, we like what you're doing, kind of thing.
It's very appreciated when I hear that. Even when people like message me or like chat to me about the podcast, it's not that big right now. I understand, but it's something that we're trying.
Yeah.
And when it's trying, a
sin.
loser thing to do. It's not.
Exactly. No, it's true. It's fun when like people you least expect to just come up to you and just talk about something you're doing, and you're like, oh my goodness, like, thank you so much. Oh, the battery's about to die. Let's do outro.
Okay, well, that's all we've got today, guys. Thank you so much for listening.
Thank you.
I was going to say, if you like and subscribe, share it too.
Those jokes. Right, well, if
I like
you
that.
like it,
Cool. I like that.
please.
I like that in the outro.
I like it too. Right, thank you guys so much for listening and
Thanks.
watching. Bye. See you next week.
Bye. Peace.